Hey family, the race is here. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You already know the vibe. We keep it honest over here. All right, family, we're going to continue the WNBA conversation, right? These CBA negotiations are absolutely fascinating to me. And if I said it before, I'm going to say it again. If the players don't start to move towards the owners, the nuclear option is inevitable. There will be a strike or there will be a lockout. It's going to be one or the other. It got to happen, right? Because if you don't apply pressure, the stalemate is going to continue. It's going to delay, and you're not continue to be delayed, and you're not going to have a season. That's what's going to happen, right? So let's talk about the big meeting that wasn't. As you already know, the players and the PA met with the WNBA on Monday to restart negotiations, right? But here's the crazy part. Neither side brought a new proposal. This meeting was hyped up like it was going to be historic, and it just ended up being nothing more than a vibe check, a de-escalation session, and let's explain how we feel, conversation. So for us, that wasn't communicated. I mean, the Collie and Kelly Plum and Breonna Stewart knew. That's why they didn't show up, right? They had better things to do. They had Unrivaled. Nika had to come. Nika had to come. Did I say? I ain't gonna say it. I said Nika had to come, right? So when we're looking at the meeting, we were expecting progress, to be honest with you, right? But when it didn't happen, it was like, what's going on here? But the WNBA, they did say the meeting was helpful, and I can see why from their side. We'll talk about that in a moment. But the players felt like it was a waste of time. Well, Nika Ogumake felt like it was a waste of time. And the reason why she felt that way is because the owners did not respond to their proposal from December. They thought they were going to have a new one, right? But from the owner standpoint, I already sent you 3 offers. And you sent me back the same numbers every time. You're not negotiating, you're posturing. That's not good faith. That's a standoff, right? That's how the owners look at it. And let's talk about the silence. Now, silence is communication. Anybody that's in communication or who studied it understands that it's nonverbal, right? But the one thing about nonverbal communication is that it gets misunderstood by the person who's listening sometimes, because it's based on culture, age, gender, life experience, emotional intelligence, all that. So let me put it to you in real life terms, right? Something that, I'm gonna break it down, so something that you'll understand. All right, so let's say you get into it with your old lady, and you stay quiet because you're trying to keep the peace. In your head, you de-escalating. You try not to go off on her. So you're sitting down, you listen, you're taking it, but you're being quiet, right? Because you don't want to go there. But in her head, you don't care, because women are verbal. They speak more words in a day than we speak all week as men, right? So in her mind, you don't care, and you're not listening to her. So now she's going to turn up. She's going to get personal. She started pushing the buttons. She started doing all that. Now you're going to explode, right? And after you explode, you got pure pandemonium. Police come. I said, now you got to go to court. You got to pay fines for court. Lost job opportunities, because now you're going to get a domestic violence record, right? All because your silence was misunderstood. And that's exactly what happened between the WNBA and the PA. The league thought their silence was de-escalation, and the PA took it as disrespect. So when Natasha Cloud crashed out last week in Philly, that wasn't random. She was feeling that pressure. That's exactly what that was. Her frustration was boiling over. She needed that W check. So what the meeting was really about. The meeting wasn't about closing the deal. They knew a deal was not going to get done. The league knew that, and the PA knew that. I don't know if the players knew that, but I think Nika, Nafisa, Kelly, Breonna Stewart, they knew it, right? Because the meeting was really about giving them an opportunity to all get in the room and give them a chance to read it, right? Let's read the room. Let's calm down tensions, right? They were explaining why nothing moved, why their offer never changed, and why they didn't respond to the last offer, right? So they both sides are dug in, right? Getting information from each other, and then trying to reset the emotional temperature. That's why the owner said the meeting was helpful. They got what they wanted. They wanted information, they got it. They wanted some leverage, they got that too. And they got positioning as well, right? And here's what people tend to forget. The WNBA had been asking for this meeting for weeks, right? Right after the holidays, right? Sometime in January. They've been trying to meet with the players. The players didn't respond until last week. So both sides were using silence as pressure, right? Both sides were posturing. And in the end, the brand got hurt, the league got hurt, fans' feelings got hurt, everybody paid the price. Like Sophie said, she said that we are the laughingstock. Yeah. You should strike. You should do a lockout. If you did that already, you might have been having a season right now. But anyway, let me talk to you about women, right? Because when women are silent, it hits different. And this is why they needed to have a meeting. When a woman goes quiet, nephew, that's not peace, that's preparation. That's, I'm about to move on without you. And that's exactly where this almost went. But somebody in the room, somebody else that was on the board, that was there, right? They had the awareness, the emotional intelligence to say, let's not burn the whole thing down, right? We're close on some things. But the problem is the things that they are far apart, or the things that they are far apart on, they're miles apart. That's the problem. And let's talk about the numbers, because the numbers don't lie, and this is why they're far apart, right? The players want 30% gross revenue, a $10.5 million salary cap. And they want free housing, right? Free housing, and all y'all making $1 million based on your proposal? Nah, that's not happening. Owners, they're offering 70% of net revenue share, 70%, right? With no cap. So if they make $1 trillion profit, the women get 70% of that. 70%, right? Then you're looking at a $5.1 million cap. You got $250,000 in minimum salary, $550K average salary, and then $1 million in max salary. Right, that's where they're at, right? And then, of course, with revenue share increases, it can go up to 1.3 million. That's not crumbs. Even without, the increases, that's life-changing money. Going from averaging $120,000 a year to $550,000, that's a win. It is. You can pay your mortgage with that. Retirement money. You can start your retirement account if you haven't started. If you live in check to check, you're good now. Your family becomes stable. You don't have to worry about going on OnlyFans, right? Erica Wheeler. And you got real security. But it got labeled as a slap in the face. But here's the reality. The math just isn't mathing. The union's proposal will cause the owners to lose $700 million. And they can't afford to lose that. They can't. No business can lose that. You got the $250 million expansion fees that the new owners had to pay to get in the league. You got the cost of brand new facilities. You got travel improvements like the charter flights and first class travel. You got marketing, infrastructure, staffing, media expansion, et cetera, et cetera. No business can survive losing $700 million in 5 years. No business can do it, right? They're not looking at your numbers, ladies. They're looking at their numbers, right? So with that in mind, that's why y'all not close. That 30% revenue share is killing them. They can't do it. They just can't. That's why you got a stalemate. Neither side moving. And let's be honest, it's on the players right now, and it's time for them to decide. Do you accept the offer or try to move closer to the owners, or are you going to strike? And the problem is that the owners, the ladies are not dealing with good old boys. They're not dealing with a Donald Sterling. And some of you guys that probably don't remember who he is, he used to own the Clippers. And they ended up kicking him out of the NBA because they said it was racist, right? And that happened within a lot of you lifetime. If you're my age, or if you're like in your mid-30s, mid-40s, early 50s, yeah, you know about the Donald Sterling controversy, okay? Yeah, they kicked him out of the league. And I'm going to tell you ladies something. If you were dealing with good old boys, they would have locked you out before last season started. Because y'all been negotiating for a year and a half. They wouldn't have gave y'all a chance to get more leverage. They'd have went ahead and locked y'all out. Y'all would have had to take that little 100,000 to 200,000 increase that they probably would have gave y'all. You know, they instead of getting what y'all could get right now. It wouldn't be 2, 3, 4 times the amount. It'd have probably been like 50, 60, 70% of what you make right now. And y'all would have been good with it. Y'all taking advantage of them liberals. You taking advantage of them, ladies. You taking advantage of them. I see you. Y'all know they love y'all. That's why y'all doing. Y'all manipulating them. Y'all get manipulated owners. They know. You know what? The game is meant to be sold, not told. Anyway, hey, you ladies got to either submit something more realistic to the owners or go ahead and strike, right? Breonna Stewart said on the podcast yesterday that the ladies are prepared to do that. And I hope so, because y'all need to apply pressure. Y'all need to see what the owners can really give you. And you only find that out if you strike. Now, in my opinion, I think they gave you the best deal that they can give you because they're liberals, right? Mitch Johnson, Renee Montgomery, Sue Bird, you got the Golden State ownership. You already, that's in liberal city. Seattle liberal, Chicago liberal. Y'all local. Dallas liberal. Indianapolis is in the Midwest, but Indianapolis is liberal, right? So, they love you ladies. You know what I'm saying? I think they trying to do right by y'all. And then when you take a look at the CBA that they released so everybody can see it, everybody looking at it like, dang, man, these girls are spoiled. And y'all deserve to be spoiled. I ain't gonna lie to you. The Cheryl Swoops and the Rebecca Lobos and, the Maya Moores and all them, everybody that, came before y'all. And said, oh, the DeWanna Bonner, she been in the league 20 years, so she's seen it all. She's seen it all. They practicing in middle school gyms and YMCAs and all that kind of stuff like that. And, playing on high school courts. They did all that. High school, basketball courts, they did all that kind of stuff. They did all that. So I understand. Y'all deserve to be treated the way the league is about to treat you going forward, right? But the problem is, and Breonna Stewart said it best, that only about 10 women in the W can afford to strike. The rest cannot afford to go without a W check. They can't do it. And then when you're also talking about no checks, you're talking about no benefits either. You're talking about lost opportunities like commercials, right? So like my little homie, Sydney Colson, basically a bench player, right? But she's popular. She getting commercials, right? I seen a commercial of a W player the other day. I didn't even know who she was. I'm like, who is that? She's a professional basketball player. Does she play in the W? Is it Athletes Unlimited? I never seen her before. But I'm gonna take their word for it. Okay, she's a W player. She's a W player. But I had no idea who she was. But you're losing opportunities. Careers get delayed, like Paige Beckers, Caitlin Clark, Sonia Citron, Angel Reese. You delaying their careers. And then some careers are going to get shortened, right? That's one less year that somebody going to have in the W. That's going to be one less year that somebody get the opportunity to make between $250,000 and $1 million. You're never going to be able to get that back. Once it's gone, it's gone. And then some players might never return. All of you ladies, except for Lexi Brown and Kalani Brown, and the rookies are free agents. So, I don't have a Twitter account, right? But this is not Twitter account. This is not Twitter talk. This is real life, ladies. This is real life. Listen, you already won. These owners are looking out for you. And if you looked at that CBA, you know that they're looking out for you. They can't give you the 30% gross revenue share because it costs too much money for them, right? They will have $700 million in losses after losing $250 million in the last 30 years. So you're expecting to lose $1 billion, not to never make money, ever. Right? Because then you're going to have another negotiation after that where you're going to have even more ass. They're going to always be chasing money, messing with you girls. Right? It will be in their best interest if they let it go, to be honest with you. Just chalk it up. You know what I mean? Turn that stadium into what they call that? A rehab center. You can make a lot of money with a rehab center. A whole bunch of money. They charge like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. Ask me how I know. So, you already secured a historic offer. Stop gambling. All right? Stop gambling. Because in every casino, the house always wins. This is the Racer. I said what I said and I stand on it. Be blessed.